Have you ever heard the story of the Great Squirrel Showdown? It's a legend from 1737 whispered from leaf to leaf. In a vast forest where trees touched the sky, squirrels lived in what seemed like paradise. Tall trees, soft moss, and crunchy acorns. But peace faded as the forest grew crowded and acorns became scarce. Squirrels formed tribes to protect their food and homes, suspicion replacing friendship. The winter before had been harsh, and now in 1737, hunger and blame filled the air. Tension crackled like thunder before a storm. Two mighty squirrel tribes stood on the brink of war, their world about to change forever. They didn't know a secret love, a misunderstanding, and a furry monster would soon unite or destroy them. This is the story of how they fought, united, and became legends. The sun shone on the leaves, birds sang above, but below, the stage was set for a showdown. In the heart of the ancient forest, destinies were about to collide. And so, our tale begins. On one side lived Albert's squirrels, proud, strong, mountain dwellers led by King Ferdinand, who valued courage above all. They guarded their rocky homes and prized mountain acorns fiercely. Across the river, the eastern gray squirrels leapt through the treetops, clever and quick, led by Queen Isabella, who prized wit and agility. The Greys were masters of disguise, proud of their cleverness and treetop homes. The two tribes distrusted each other, each blaming the other for the acorn shortage. "They steal our nuts," grumbled the Alberts. "They hoard all the food," retorted the Greys. The river was a border rarely crossed, and old grudges ran deep. The forest was divided and peace seemed impossible. But fate had other plans. Love ignored the border. Princess Nutmeg, King Ferdinand's daughter, was curious about the Greys. She watched them from the riverbank, dreaming of unity. There she met Chippy, a witty gray squirrel unafraid of differences. They shared stories, dreams, and soon secret love blossomed. Their romance was dangerous. Both feared their family's anger. One evening, Chippy gifted Nutmeg a perfect mountain acorn, a symbol of their bond. But Barnaby, an old Albert's guard, saw the exchange. He didn't see love, he saw a Grey stealing a sacred acorn. The secret was out, and trouble was brewing. Their love, meant to unite, now threatened to ignite war. The forest's fate hung in the balance. Sometimes the smallest actions sparked the greatest storms. Barnaby rushed to King Ferdinand, shouting about a Grey thief and Nutmeg's betrayal. Furious, the king declared war. The Alberts armed themselves, the Greys, alarmed, prepared to defend. The two armies faced off in the meadow, anger and fear in the air. Nutmeg and Chippy tried to stop them, but their voices were drowned out. Just as the battle was about to begin, a massive shadow swept over the field. A giant stray house cat, the Great Terror, had arrived, eyes gleaming, hunger in its gaze. Squirrels froze, their quarrel forgotten in the face of a greater threat. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella realized they couldn't face the beast alone. Princess Nutmeg called out, "We must fight together!" Chippy echoed her plea, and the tribes hesitated, united by fear. The showdown was no longer squirrel against squirrel, but all against the monster. In that moment, old grudges faded. Survival demanded unity. The Great Terror let out a thunderous meow, shaking the leaves. The squirrels, once enemies, now stood side by side. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella quickly formed a plan. "Greys, distract it from the trees," called the queen. "Alberts, attack from the ground," ordered the king. The Greys leapt and pelted the cat with pebbles, while the Alberts darted in to poke its paws. Together they confused and frustrated the beast. The two tribes fought as one, their strengths combined. At last, the cat, scratched and annoyed, fled the forest. That night the squirrels feasted together, celebrating peace and unity. Nutmeg and Chippy were hailed as heroes. The forest was whole again, at least for now. But deep in the woods, new eyes watched, hinting at future adventures.